Hi everyone, I'm Mork, and I make minis in HeroForge. Today's mini that we are looking at is Alden Midows. He is a corrupted ranger that is playing in our online D&D campaign, played by Theson. And yeah, let's talk about the challenges I faced while working on this sickly mountain goatman hunter. Enjoy. When I started working on Alden, I was kind of excited because I don't usually work on anthropomorphic animals, and I already knew making the face was going to be a complete nightmare. The other thing that excited me was the art reference. When I saw it, I was like, hell yeah, we're going to work on an edgy character, but as I worked more on Alden, my perception kind of changed. So let's talk about the face. At first, I got kind of confused because his character sheet said he was a satyr, but after clearing things up with Theson, we established Alden is actually a goatman. The very first attempts looked either too much like skooma-addicted cat people that have the wares if you have the coin, and that's not what I was going for. The other attempts ended up as big snouted creatures, but Theson wanted specifically a little snout, so it was difficult for me to find that cute goat snout spot. And I spent way too much time staring at goat images for some clarity or answer. Like, when I see this Alden, I think of Michael Jackson, and I don't know why. This Alden looks like a meth addict of your local neighborhood. This Alden looks like he had too many plastic surgeries, kind of like Simon Cowell. So things weren't looking great until I managed to make Grandpa Alden. And Grandpa Alden unlocked in me the secret HeroForge knowledge. And on my next attempt, I ended up with this incredibly cute Asriel Alden, but that was just way too much cuteness, and Alden was 40 something and afflicted by a sickness. So then I finally landed on this face, and I knew this was Alden. Speaking of his sickness, Alden is kind of the most mysterious person of our D&D party. He doesn't really talk much. We don't know where he's from, what he actually is, and what his deal is. We just know that the guy is sick. But is it some curse? Does Alden even know what he is afflicted by? Is he not comfortable talking about this? We don't know, but I think his sickness is a thing that at this point defines Alden as a character. When Theson roleplays him, he always takes great care to do these little coughs in his speech, and Alden's description specifically says that something about him always seemed drained. And the more I started to work on Alden's expressions and face, the less I started seeing him like some edgy character, and the more I started seeing somebody who is chronically sick, somebody whose sickness and pain became a second nature for them, someone for whom the simple act of breathing came with some effort. I wanted to show that tiredness he had to get used to just to survive. I really wanted this guy to look like a divorced dad whose ex took the kids, or someone who cannot leave a customer support job. One thing I struggled a little bit with this character was posing. I wanted to do the classic bow and arrow pose, but the arrow just kind of looked awkward. And I want this mini also to be printable, so I didn't want to kit bash in a smaller, easy to break arrow. I tried also a pose of an archer reaching for his quiver, but then the arm looked awkward. So I ended up with a pose that is a compromise, where Alden just fired a sniper shot into the distance, and now he is watching if he hit the target or not. Another tough thing about Alden's design were actually his clothes. He specifically wears dark robes with fur-lined edges, and the outfit you are currently looking at does not exist in HeroForge. It was made with kit bashing. It's essentially an amalgamation of various fur items put together and a lot of dog tails. Too many dogs had to die for this outfit because the entire bottom part is made out of dog tails. And I used kit bashing to an absolute maximum with this model. You cannot kit bash in any more parts. So for the bow, I was left with just the base model. Theson describes it in the character sheet as a sleek, menacing black bow with angular, almost organic design. So I think this fits, and I'm very happy with the coloring as well. Speaking of Alden's colors, this was another challenge. His palette is very black and white coded, so you have to be very careful where you actually put any bright colors and how you use white and black colors. For example, I gave his natural fur a yellowish hue to differentiate it from the grayish-white fur of his clothes. And I also used this grayish-pink color for his nose, his lips, his ears that doesn't overwhelm the rest of the design. And when you have all these dull colors, the yellow goat eyes become then very striking, which is exactly what I wanted to achieve. And I wanted to give a little color to the environment he is in. I managed to get this nice icy look to the snow, and I guess I imagine this is a start of spring where the first tufts of grass start poking out of the snow, and I wanted this to be like a symbolic hope for the character that whatever Alden is going through, in the end, he might be able to overcome it. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content, there are gonna be more minis to come, so make sure to like and subscribe. And huge thanks to Theson for an amazing character idea. I hope you guys enjoyed Alden as much as I did. And yeah, if you guys have like any suggestions for the channel, or like are you interested in any tutorials, or if you have like your own character ideas that could be like fun to make for me, let me know in the comment below. Alright, thank you so much, take care,